So what causes insulin resistance? Is insulin. What made too much insulin? You stimulated it too much, too frequently, and now you became insensitive to it. And what made your sugar levels go up so much is one, eating too frequently.
Because of the high prevalence of videos like these, claiming that carbohydrates induce insulin resistance because carbohydrates increase insulin, has so many people convinced that carbohydrates are the main cause of insulin resistance. Therefore, if we ate a low carbohydrate diet, there is no way to get insulin resistance. With that being said, the theory that insulin itself causes insulin resistance is and is not true at the same time. Insulin resistance associates linearly with body fat. That is, the more body fat we accumulate, the more insulin resistant we will get. And the reason for this is because insulin resistance is caused by the accumulation of fatty deposits inside of our cells. And these fatty deposits will go through what is called rancidification and cause the cells to no longer respond correctly to insulin by uptaking things like glucose and other macromolecules out of the bloodstream. Therefore, despite having high levels of insulin, the cells aren't responding properly and we have elevated glucose in the bloodstream. It is true that the higher our insulin levels, typically the more food we are eating, therefore the more body fat we will accumulate. However, individuals are saying that carbohydrates themselves and eating too frequently cause insulin resistance because you will have more insulin secretion throughout the entire day. And unfortunately, this paradigm causes people to think that they must cut out all carbohydrates. And I've had young, healthy individuals come to me and tell me they're scared of getting insulin resistance because they eat carbohydrates in their diet. With that being said, if carbohydrates cause insulin resistance, we wouldn't have studies showing things like this. A low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet improves insulin sensitivity. Or this study that concluded that acute bouts of overnutrition lead to cellular changes in insulin sensitivity. High-carbohydrate overfeeding results in changes compatible with increased insulin sensitivity. But high-fat overfeeding seems to induce reduced insulin sensitivity. We also have one of probably the best designed randomized control trials done in the past few years that looked at the difference between a plant-based, low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet versus a ketogenic diet on energy intake. And they found some very interesting findings, including the fact that when given a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet, participants, when allowed to eat as much as they wanted to, ate significantly fewer calories. And when looking at insulin sensitivity, the higher carbohydrate group appeared to have greater insulin sensitivity. And now I'm not saying that dietary fat is going to cause insulin resistance. However, the paradigm that dietary carbohydrates cause insulin resistance is simply incorrect. And to the other statement in this video of the fact that eating too frequently causes insulin resistance, if you look at individuals eating 1 meal a day versus 3 meals a day, the individuals consuming 3 meals a day had increased insulin sensitivity and better glucose control. I've made a video explaining this in the past, but insulin resistance is not caused by a certain macronutrient group. Rather, it is caused by the gain of body weight and a lack of exercise. But luckily for us, it is shown that sustained weight loss enhances insulin sensitivity, and this effect is sustained unless the weight is gained back. Additionally, exercise without weight loss also increases insulin sensitivity. So I hope the main point of this video is that you do not have to hyper-focus on macronutrients and meal timing, because the two factors that are important for insulin sensitivity are going to be body weight and exercise. And if you want to learn how to take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.